Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you some cards that I made using my Glimmer Hot Foil System. Now for this one, it is not necessarily a process video, but I am just going to show you or walk you through some of the process or the things that I made. Now this was my very first time using foil. I know I love watching all the cards and beautiful things that people create using hot foil, but I was just a little bit intimidated and had not given it a try. Now I got this machine and I wanted to, I was very excited to try it. But again, with the glimmer plates, I only used the two that I came with. The actual machine comes with this one frame, and then I got an extra one with the giveaway that I got. So I was a little bit limited on the things that I was going to be making using the actual plates, but I was, bound to try or wanted to try different things. So I pulled out some of my Spellbinders dies and decided to start playing with it and see what would come up. I did make a lot of mistakes, a lot of wasted foil, but it was okay because it was a learning process for me. Now I was not planning on making a video or showing a video of these because it is a little bit embarrassing, but at the same time we all have to learn at some point, and we have to learn what's gonna work and figure things out. So this is me just trying to figure some of the things. Now I was foiling or using regular paper that I had cut to 4¼ by 5½. So I was trying to kind of center things in the middle, or see what would work. On some of these you could see that the foil, because the pieces were larger, some of the foil was kind of sticking to other areas. So then I just that's when I decided that it wasn't gonna work perfectly. Now let me mention, for this machine to use it, you do need to have a die cutting machine, and it could be anyone that uses one of those stick plates. So I think Sizzix could use it, but the one I am using is my Spellbinders Platinum machine. And I was trying to put it in the front so that way I could show you the process, but I decided to keep it on the side. And this, after I made a lot of trial and errors and whatnot, I also did some die cutting with the actual dies and started putting things together so that way I could, I wasn't gonna declare it a total failure just yet, because I knew that some of those pieces could be salvaged and could be used for something. Now you can see that frame here. I decided to cut around it because it wasn't quite centered onto the paper when I put it through the die cutting machine to foil it. It wasn't centered, so I decided to cut around the frame and use it as a frame. So then here I started using these ones. Now this piece is the negative space from some of those leaves that I tried to put, and I did make a card using both. I wasn't gonna waste it. Now for the negative space, the way that I put it together, and I don't know if this was the appropriate way to do it, it was funny because I kept trying to just put the foil on top of the cardstock and then run it through my laminated machine, and nothing was happening. So I was like, well, how are you supposed to do this? But then I pulled out some glue, because then I was thinking, well, usually you print something, or there's something on the background that the foil is gonna stick to. So because I didn't have anything for it to stick with, I decided to just use glue. So I pulled glue and put it around the certain areas onto that leftover foil, and then I ran it through my laminator, and that worked perfectly. So those pink leaves were really good. Now on this one, I was just trying to go through my die cuts and through the foil stuff that I made to see, to put some cards together. And let me tell you, a lot of these I did not use, and it's just, still there. But I did manage to make a few cards with that, and I was pretty happy with the results of, of all of them. Of course, I do have a few favorites, but I was happy to make some of those. Now, I just sometimes sit here and I wonder, do you guys ever run through any process like this, that you just kind of go on a creative slump and then you just have no idea? You make things and you think, oh, I just messed it all up, and there's nothing I could do. But then you kind of step away from it, come back, and then you actually realize that you made something that you can turn into a beautiful project, or in this case, a kit cards. So just playing with the different things and to see what cards will work. I thought it was awesome. So hopefully it's not just me. I think that, a lot of us go through this process. and tried to learn. But I also had a lot of these images that I had colored, some of the little reindeer from different projects while I'm doing the coloring challenge, and I just started playing with those because it was a perfect time for me to use them as well, making this into Christmas cards. So anyway, I know it's like me doing a lot of talking and not necessarily explaining what I did, but like I told you, this is just to show you how I was putting things together, and that way you can maybe have a good laugh at saying, Monica, that does not good, that does not look good, or you should not do that, or maybe you can get some ideas yourself too, that just because you made something that you think that was completely waste of time, you could still make something out of it. So I started pulling out some of my stamps and things that, once I decided to put the cards together. And then this one was one of my favorites. I really like, this background stamp that I have, and it's a script. So I just stamped it onto a piece of, cardstock that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, because this stamp runs vertical, it did not, cover the whole paper, but I decided to pull out a green strip of, cardstock, glue it onto the side and tie it all together because, and it looks a little dark, but the writing here, I did it with green, and I used this little frame that was kind of like a negative space from one of the things that I tried to put through my machine and do the hot foiling on, but I cut the frame around it, pop it with some foam tape, and I think it came out really, really cute. Then I grabbed one of those little reindeer and decided to put it here as well, as if it's jumping out of it. Now you can see here I used green cardstock for these because I thought that it would show a little better, through the red, but I you can't really see much of the green except for the sections where the foil did not glue completely to the plate. But I think it kind of tied it all together. Tied the green from the writing on the background, and then the green from the paper. I think it came out really, really cute. Now, also to finish my card on this one, I decided to add a little reindeer onto the inside. I do that sometimes to some of my cards, or sometimes I just stamp the image, or just to stamp a sentiment, repeat it, or whatnot. But for this case, I put in another one of the little reindeers. I stamped my sentiment using the archival ink, which is what I had on my desk, and I think it came out really cute. So for this one, I decided to put it on the side, and that was it for this card. But because I don't have a process video for every single card, I'm just gonna let you watch the rest of the of the cards that I put together, and then let you enjoy them. So I hope that you guys had a very happy Thanksgiving. You got some time to enjoy with your family. I've been wanting to put this video up for a little while, but I did not have time to do it before then. And, this last few days, I just wanted to kick back, enjoy with my family. It was kind of just, being lazy. It was nice. But I didn't realize that it was time for me to post this video. So I wanted to go ahead and do that today. Also, I am going to be participating in a Christmas card swap from the Facebook group that I joined, Crafty Crafts by Dina, and that group is a lovely bunch of ladies there. Everybody's always so happy and willing to share their projects and whatnot. I am very bad at joining into social media. Most of the time, I'm usually just going to Instagram and whatnot, but Facebook is not my forte. I hadn't used Facebook for years, and now that I came back to it, it's so changed. There's so many things that are different that is very difficult for me to kind of catch up. But I try to visit them as much as I can, and go in and do it. But as far as the Christmas card swap goes, we're gonna be doing one. Dina, who is such a sweet lady, is hosting it again, and she took the time to pair us up with people, everybody that wanted to participate. So I'll be working on those sometime. I don't know that I'll show you a process video because I would want my partner to just get the cards first before I do it. I know it says one, but I'll probably end up making at least a couple for her. and do that. But yes, you know, I'll be using some of these cards I could use to give to my friends and relatives, because, you know, I kind of tried to kill two birds with one stone, you know, practice, learned new techniques, and also make cards that I will be using, especially right now, because before I know it, it's already past Thanksgiving and Christmas is going to be here in no time. But I am going to leave you here with just a slideshow of the cards that I did create. I will have a blog post with a little bit more detail of what I did with each card. If you are interested, go ahead and visit me over there. And until then, you know, I do thank you for stopping by. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.